Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 111th commencement exercises of the Hun School of Princeton. We gathered together on this special morning to celebrate 139 young people who have, by virtue of their talent and passion, their hard work and dedication, their creativity and expression, their compassion and their kindness, so successfully completed their education at the Hun School of Princeton. In these efforts, they have embodied the Hun School's mission and its promises of developing resilient character, providing individual mentorship, and inspiring vigorous and joyful learning. They leave us no doubt that they are fully prepared to thrive in a diverse and changing world. Indeed, this morning we proudly imagine the ways in which they will in fact shape it. Graduates, in each of you is contained nothing less than our greatest hopes and our fondest ambitions for a better world. We know it, we believe it, because you have made the Hun School a better place in your time here. As we begin our ceremony, there are a number of people who I must thank and recognize. First, to our incredible Board of Trustees. These dedicated volunteers give so generously of their time, their wisdom, and their resources to preserve the school's mission, steward its resources, and chart an ambitious course for its future. We need look no further than the incredible new dormitory being completed right here to see evidence of the bold ambition and investment of our Board of Trustees. Trustees, thank you. Second, I welcome and thank our incredible faculty and staff. It is such an honor to stand shoulder to shoulder with an incredibly dedicated and talented group of administrators, staff members, and of course, teachers. The common thread that aligns these nearly 300 professionals, whether they are behind-the-scenes team members who make sure events like graduation go perfectly, or our office staff who ensure that Hun is efficient and effective, or the faculty members who spend their days on journeys of joyful learning, pouring the best of themselves into students in the classrooms, is the simple but powerful proposition that students come first. It is the greatest privilege of my role to witness, day in and day out, the powerful ethic of care that each Hun colleague has for each of our students. Would you join me in recognizing my colleagues? And of course, thank you to the families of today's graduates. We are so grateful for your partnership in educating these wonderful young people. You were and are their greatest teachers, and we have been so privileged to have partnered with you on this journey to help them become the very best versions of themselves. Graduates, you will never be given a greater gift than that of a world-class education. And here's your first challenge of the day. I want you to stand up, turn around, make eyes with someone who's influenced you, and give your families a round of applause. Let's do it, graduates. And now to the wonderful class of 2025. I congratulate you on having successfully completed your Hun School of Princeton education. But trust that the diploma you're about to receive today is much more than a documentation of completion. It speaks less to what you have done and rather is a certification of who you are. And who are you? You are scholars. Your work, both in classrooms here on campus and in the greater classroom that is the wide world you've experienced in next term, has been curious, nuanced, and brilliant. You are artists. You've enlivened our stages and studios with creativity, passion, and a commitment to expression. We just can't wait to see the art you'll continue to make in the world beyond these walls. You are athletes. While your many victories were noteworthy, more impressive was the leadership you showed and the class and sportsmanship with which you carried yourselves. You are leaders. You expanded our very notions of what student leadership could be, as you organized and inspired your peers in causes and efforts all over campus and beyond. Your passions fueled clubs and academic teams, student life events, and cultural celebrations, and created new legacies and traditions that will live on. And fundamentally, you're good humans. You modeled for your peers the compassion, the kindness, the belonging, the joy, the sense of community of which Hun is so proud. Our halls will echo with your decency long after you leave this campus. Having witnessed who you are over these 2 years, I have absolutely no doubt that you are ready to continue to do incredible things at the nearly 90 different institutions to which you will matriculate next year. Graduates, I have to admit that standing on this stage and looking out at you, 30-some years after my own high school graduation, and participating in what I believe is my 17th graduation as a professional educator, has me thinking somewhat wistfully about the great cycles of life and human growth and the special moments that mark them. Life is punctuated by moments like this one. Birth, your gala first birthday, baby's first steps, your first day of pre-K, pre-K graduation, your first day of kindergarten, kindergarten graduation, 5th grade graduation, 8th grade graduation. If you haven't figured it out, we really like graduations in our culture, don't we? Then there's Sweet 16, getting your driver's license, turning 18. This one, your high school commencement. And of course, the moments just ahead, leaving for college, college graduation, your first day of a real job, buying a house, getting married perhaps, starting the cycle of growth and observation and ceremony again with your own family. And yet, there is one profound moment in the cycle of life that is often overlooked, rarely spoken about, experienced by most, and yet acknowledged by few. It's a moment that I experienced this year, and I'm ready here in front of all of you to acknowledge it and to normalize it. My friends, it's the moment you become a grumpy old person with incredibly strong feelings about societal and technological innovations you don't quite understand. Now, I promise you this is a rite of passage as old as the human experience. At some point, the world seems to dramatically change in front of our eyes, and dag-nabbit, we just don't get it. By the way, one of the signs that you've reached this stage is when you start saying words like dag-nabbit. The irony, of course, is that these strongly held beliefs about these evolutions are often wrong. I remember my grandfather in childhood telling me as I sat in front of the television, watching mindless programming, television isn't ever going to earn you $1. YouTube, Grandpa, YouTube. Or my mother in adolescence when video games captured my attention, who also pointed out that there was no future to be made in video gaming. Twitch, Mom, Twitch. Graduates, I confess to you that over the course of this year, I have reached my own grumpy moment. And somehow, I've become, in your modern parlance, a hater. And just what am I grumpy about? Influencers. Now, I don't know what I did on social media to trigger the almighty algorithms to believe I needed more influencers in my life, but for the better part of a year, my apps have been populated with influencer videos of all sorts. And of course, once you watch one, they just keep coming. Now, I've approached this new content phenomenon in my life like an anthropologist, seeking to make sense of this incredibly strange human behavior, seeking to establish order on something that feels so largely chaotic. And I think I've discovered something. I think I can categorize influencers into two large buckets. The first is people who do totally regular things and just record it. They put makeup on and record it. They open boxes and record it. They play with toys and record it. They travel and record it. They eat and record it. They game and record it. Sometimes they work and record it. And perhaps most bizarrely, some people record themselves reacting to the recordings of others doing these regular things. And the second group seems to be people who annoy and harass the general public and record it. Graduates, how am I doing? Is that a fair dichotomy of influencers? And so my second research question has been, what exactly are they influencing? The answer to that question is actually far simpler. They are either trying to sell you something directly, a product that they've been paid to feature, on their channel, or are they trying to keep your eyes and your attention long enough so the app can serve you an ad, once again, in the service of selling you something? Fundamentally, it's all about the dollars. And it works, even on grumps like me. Just recently, I bought an Australian collared button-down rash guard, despite the fact that I do not surf and do not swim in the ocean. But certainly, I need to look formal if I ever plan to do so. So I can't help but think, here's my grumpy moment, what an enormous waste of influence. We used to be much more ambitious about influence. One of the most impactful books of the 20th century was Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, which was originally published in 1936 and reprinted 17 times to the tune of something like 30 million copies. Its chapters speak not of influencing spending, but rather things like influencing ways of thinking, influencing meaningful relationships, and for leaders, influencing people in service of a greater purpose. And so, graduates, as you prepare to leave this mall and head off into the greater world, I exhort you, not just with grumpiness, but with love and belief in your incredible promise, not to be influencers, but to live lives of influence. I hope you will influence minds. Use the substantial intellectual skills you have honed in your years at Hun to create new knowledge and contribute to fields of inquiry. Let your indelible spirit of discovery and curiosity drive new questions rather than old answers. Create new ideas, new products, new processes, new treatments. Contribute to the world of ideas. I hope you influence hearts. Show the kindness that has allowed you to build so many important relationships here on campus. Surround yourself with people who fill you up and enrich your life and experience. Be that person for as many others as you can by listening deeply, responding empathically, and loving unconditionally. I hope you influence spirits. Continue to pursue the passions that inspire you. Do the kinds of things that inspire others. Lean into the things that bring you joy and excise the things that don't. Laugh often and loudly. Lift others up when they are not laughing. And fundamentally, I hope you influence the world. Find an avocation or a vocation that brings you joy and makes the world a better place for those around you, and you will never work a day in your life. And remember, the only antidote to an unfair world is fair-minded people who act with integrity, with ethicality, and with compassion. And never forget, as you lead these lives of influence and purpose, of fulfillment and joy, that we are here for you. Look around this mall and notice the adoring families who want nothing but the best for you, the dedicated teachers who invested the best of themselves in you, and of course, your best friends in the world, with whom you have laughed and cried and experienced this magical journey of a Hun education together. We're here, and we'll continue to be here because of the ways you have already influenced each of us. And in that influence, you have earned our respect, our admiration, and of course, our love. Thank you, and congratulations again.